now.
The program has been furnished and paid for by Ask the Expert Show. KSEV is not responsible for its content or the products or services offered. Welcome to the Ask the Expert Show with local experts in the field of health, legal, financial, and home improvement. Now, here's your host, Gary Knight.
Hello, and welcome back to Ask the Experts here on AM 700 KSEV, the voice of Texas. Today, Felix Cannibal returns. My dear friend, Mr. Felix. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great.
Of course, that's Avatar Home Health, correct?
That's right.
I was looking down the line. Last time we were here, we had the home health, we had the hospice, and the caretaker services, and we're going to focus on the caretaker services.
Correct. Today we're going to talk about the caretaker services, which is a segment of the industry that's really growing. Believe it or not, there's over 10,000 Americans that turn 65 every day.
Wow.
Yes. So imagine the amount of people that need services.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, people are living longer and longer. You have people because most people say, "Well, I go to the doctor. I have a nurse coming at home," but really, there's somebody who's taking care of that person that's sick and need it, and they need help, and it takes a toll. Not only the patient is, he's been taken care of, but the caretaker sometimes is like overwhelmed with all this work. I remember back when my mom got sick, and I'm going back maybe 20 years, and I was working full time, and I would come home and have to help my mom, and I loved her to death. But really, it was a little bit too much for me. Thanks God that we have a large family.
Amen.
And everybody helping. But in many cases, people just need help. And I'm not talking about the patient, I'm talking about the caretakers. So what do? You call us, and we have a trained person that goes out there and help you. We do almost anything that the patient might need, from bathing, dressing, exercising, shopping. Well, we take them shopping. We go, or if they're too old and too weak to go shopping themselves, we go shopping for them. We're going to go to the pharmacy, go to the grocery store for them. We take them for a walk. We prepare meals for them. Basically, whatever they need. Sometimes people are just too frail, and they need help to even go from the bed to the wheelchair to the bathroom. So our personnel is trained in all these aspects to do all these tasks in a safe way, but also in a compassionate way, where the person feels that our caretaker really cares for them. And expanding on that, Gary, this is not something that everybody's called out to do. We have people that do need the jobs, and they go in there and we interview them and we start training them. And then after a while, after a few hours of training, a couple of days of training, we really have a heart-to-heart talk with them. And if they don't really they don't really have that compassion, that really love for others, we really just talk them out of the job and say, look, you may be doing something else, working in the office or doing something else, but not to take care of someone in need. So we're very careful who we pick. We check their criminal background, and they go through an extensive training. People, as they get older, they get very frail. You got to be careful. Their skin is very thin, so you can even with long nails, you can cut the person, and it might take them a long while for that becomes a wound. It could get infected. So these are things that it makes a difference, the agency that you choose, believe me.
You've been around since 2006?
Correct. We've been doing, believe it or not, it seems like yesterday when we started, it started out a two-man operation, actually a woman and a man's operation, because my daughter is a registered nurse, and we started our agency. She had been in the business for a few years. And then I moved to Texas to be with her and my grandkids. And we said, well, what am I going to do? So I said, well, okay. So she said, let's open an agency. And we did. We started out with two people, just her and me, one patient, of course. And thanks to God and a lot of hard work and a lot of good people that work with us, We have grown to, right now, we take care of over 360 people. We have 360 patients in all the three services, home health, hospice, and caretakers. We've grown from 2 employees to, last payroll was 222 employees that we work with.
Amazing.
Wonderful people. Again, I'm so proud of them. As I said in my last show here, sometimes I get phone calls, and the comment is, so-and-so is not a nurse. And I say, well, and I know what is coming because I've heard it a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, no, she's not a nurse. She's really an angel.
Yeah, that's
That's things that money cannot pay. This is, if you're in this business, yes, everybody likes to make money, but if you don't care deeply about your fellow human being, you should do something else.
compassion. There's passion. There has to be.
It has to be. If it's not there, you might as well again do something else. There's plenty of good businesses to make money, and this is something that you have to care for other people.
Now you mentioned call us. Now what is that number, Felix?
Okay, the number to call, and this is something that I'm also very proud of.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know of any other agency, especially with the number of patients that we have.
I know what you're going to say, but keep going.
Okay, that we have every single person, every single family that we work with, they have my personal cell number.
Oh.
And I only have one cell phone. That's the same phone that my wife, my daughter, my grandkids call me on. And that's 24/7. I sleep on it next to my, when I go to sleep, the phone is next to me. And now, you know what? I don't remember the last time that anybody woke me up. And the reason why is that my nurses, our home health aides, our providers, our caretakers, they do a good job. So, but that number to call is 281-703-8050. That is 281-703-8050. And if you call me right after the show, I'll be more than happy to talk to you. And if you call me during the show and we got time, we'll pick up the phone and talk to you also. So,
but if they do call, will there be a message coming on for them to leave a number?
Yes, it will be a message telling you that you're calling Felix Cannibal and to please leave a number.
You have your vibrator on just in case?
I do have my vibrator on.
Very good. So that number again is 281-703-8050. Did you want to talk about the differences between home health care and home health?
Yeah, right now, with this new new emphasis in home health and home care, we have all this terminology, and it's very confusing. Even for one that's been in the business for as long as I have, sometimes I say, well, what is that? And basically, they just giving names, new names. Maybe an agency wants to market, they want to sound different than the other agency, but in reality, the way it's gotten to be now is home health is now the agencies that are not certified by Medicare, that they cannot provide a nurse to help the patient, and the only thing they do is provider services, caretaker services.
Okay.
So now they call themselves home health, where the home health care agencies are those of us that are certified. So now that I'm talking about certifications, this is very important. When you talk to one of these agencies, and there's plenty of them out there, ask them, are you certified by Medicare? Are you certified by Medicaid?
Yeah.
What kind of accreditation do you have? How many people do you take care of? How long you been in business? All those are important questions, and you're going to trust the care of a loved one to basically a stranger, even though they're going to tell you that we check their background, we do this, we do that, but truly that person that's coming into your house is a complete stranger. Better make sure that company that is sending it is a company with good reputation, a company that's been around for a while, a company that can do whatever that patient might need.
Now you were talking about the home health. Now, how about if we just add aid to that home health? A difference between home health aid and the provider.
Okay. Well, the home health aid, again, depending who you talk to, like for instance, our veterans, when we get a patient from the VA, and by the way, we're also very proud of the fact that we're part of a program called We Honor Veterans, and we've been with the VA, working with the VA, I would say more than 10 years. We take care of over 50 veterans. So when they depending who you talk to, basically a home health aide is somebody that is a certified nurse assistant, a CNA.
Okay.
That person went to school for 6 months. They took a state test, and they passed it. Thereby, they're certified. A home health provider is someone that has been trained. If we send you a provider, that person does not have a state certificate. That person has been trained by us. We check the medical, the criminal background. Everything is almost the same as a CNA. The only thing is that this person is not allowed to take vital signs. There's certain things that they're not allowed to do. So obviously, if you're going to get the services of a CNA, you're going to pay more money. And that happens. That's the kind of home health aid that you get when you're having a nurse coming over to your house. So in a case, and let's go back to talking about or maybe we should talk about this after the break, or
whatever you want to do.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the continuity of care. Let's say now you have a caretaker taking care of your mom or your dad with ABC company, and now you go to the doctor, and the doctor's going to say, well, I think it would be better if a nurse goes out there and checks on her, make sure that the medications are being given correctly and so on, or she needs a physical therapist, or a little bit more professional help. What's going to happen is that agency, because they're not certified by Medicare, they don't have any nurses working for them, they're going to refer you out to another agency. Now you have two agencies coming into your house.
We're going to take a quick break.
Correct. Okay, let's do that.
281-703-8050 is Felix Cannibal's number, and it's Avatar Home Health. It's Mr. Felix here on AM 700 KSEV. We're going to be right back.
Do you or anyone you know need help with your daily activities? Grocery shopping, bathing, cleaning, cooking? If you do, Avatar Home Health and Hospice can help you. Avatar Home Health can also help if you need nursing services and/or therapy services in the convenience of your home. If you live in Harris or Montgomery County, in most cases, they can start services within 24 hours of your calling them. Avatar Home Health and Hospice was established in 2006. Avatar Home Health and Hospice is not only Medicare and Medicaid certified and licensed and insured, but is one of the few agencies that has received the Gold Seal from the Joint Commission. This accreditation has only been granted to less than 9% of the agencies in Texas. At this time, Avatar Home Health and Hospice takes care of over 340 patients. Whether it's home health, hospice, or caretaker services, one of their 220 professionals will be assigned to help you. Avatar Home Health accepts Medicare, Medicaid, United Healthcare, Aetna, Molina, Humana PPO, and other insurance companies. They also accept private pay patients. They can also help you find what benefits you qualify for. Most of their services are paid by Medicare, Medicaid, or your insurance company most of the time, without any out-of-pocket expense to you. Call Avatar Home Health and Hospice at 281-703-8050. That's 281-703-8050. Or email them at info@avatarhomehealth.com.
AM 700 KSEV, welcome back to Ask the Experts with Gary Knight and Mr. Felix. And we're going to talk about the personal assistance services right now. Felix, what does that encompass?
Okay, personal assistance services or provider services or caretaker services, depending who you talk to, they might use a different terminology. But that is when we send, at your request and using the hours that you would like to use, someone to your house to take care of the loved one.
All right.
That will encompass taking giving them a bath or helping them take a bath, dressing them, exercising, feeding them, the grooming, shaving, doing their hair, routine skin care, like putting lotion on them, transfer them from the bathroom to the back to the bed or to the wheelchair, cleaning around the area where the patient stays, like whether it's the living room or the bedroom, the bathroom that they use. If they need some exercise, we can take them walking around the house or outside the house so they can get some sun. We can prepare a meal for them. If they need to go to the doctor, the provider can go as an escort to the doctor with them, take them shopping, doing errands for the caretaker. So basically, anything that is not medical, we can help them with.
Now, you mentioned they do this for them, they do that, and do that. That's all part, by the way, of the caretaker services, correct?
Correct.
Now, suppose all one needs is for someone to stay with the patient, just maybe a couple hours sit with the patient.
Yeah. Actually, right now we have a patient of ours that has one caretaker. The wife is taking care of him, and she asked us to have somebody there on Sundays because she hasn't been to church for a while, and she's missing that,
Okay.
And that's part of her social life, and she needs to have a spiritual connection to her parish, and she asked us. So now we're sending someone there from 7 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, 7 o'clock in the morning until 12. That gives her time to get ready. She goes to church. She can go to coffee afterwards, stay for coffee after the services, mingle with her friends, and take her mind off taking care of her husband. So that way she has some time to basically to relax, and then she comes home, and obviously she takes over, and our provider goes home. So it's very simple. We actually how will this work is, if you have somebody that you need help taking care of someone,
Yeah, right.
and you call us, what we're going to do is we're going to send our supervisor out there and meet with you, see what your needs are. They look at the house, the way the house is set up. Many times you have carpets on the floor that are not safe for the patient to walk on.
You don't want them to fall down.
So we do have like a safety check, and at the same time we do an assessment of your needs, and then you decide how many hours of care you want, and that's it. We set it up at your convenience. Now, a lot of people know that if they have a long-term care policy, we'll build the insurance company, and they're going to pay for it. If the person has Medicaid, we're Medicaid certified. We have a contract with Medicaid, so we'll set it up with Medicaid. Medicaid will pay for the services. So if you're getting a nurse, we're going to send you a home health aide. So Medicare is going to pay for that. So worst case scenario, if you don't have any insurance or you want to have more help than what the insurance is going to pay for, we have a very simple agreement that it tells you, okay, for every 4 hours of services, and here you go, $69 for 4 hours of services. So that's as inexpensive as you'll find any place.
What days are these services available?
This is 24/7.
Okay.
We set up the appointment with you, the schedule with you at your convenience. If the person has to stay overnight, there will be an extra charge, but normally it will be $69 for every 4 hours, and you can get 4 hours a week or 200 hours a week, whatever you need. Actually, 200 hours. There's no 200 hours in a week, but as many hours as you need.
Okay.
So it's really up to the family what we do.
Understand that. And now, does one have to sign a contract for
Yeah.
these services?
Exactly. There's a very short agreement saying where the services are going to be taking place, who is responsible to pay, and basically it's also telling you that you can cancel the services at any time. The only thing we ask is to do it the day before, so that way we can schedule that provider to go someplace else, and they can make their living. So, but yeah, this is very simple agreement. No long term commitments or nothing. The commitment is on our side. We're gonna be there when you need us, and when you decide that you don't need us, we'll be out of there, and until the next time you call us. Yeah. So
Are the caretakers? You mentioned the caretakers. Are they screened through the process?
yes, for sure. Yeah, we have. They go through two extensive interviews. Obviously, the first thing that we do is check their criminal background.
Okay.
And that is required not only by us but by the state of Texas. So you cannot have no one working as a provider that have committed certain offenses. So we check the criminal background, make sure that they're clean, and then we start training them, and then we do an assessment to make sure, like I said before, that this person is the right has the right kind of heart. If you could measure somebody's heart, we want people there that really, again, that can show compassion towards our clients.
Is there? Well, what I'm trying to say is, what happens if the client doesn't like the
Oh,
caretaker?
that
No
happens.
personal problem.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes
it
it's
is.
just that, like the people say, there's no chemistry, right?
Exactly.
So they call and say, look, I love the lady's doing a good job, or blah, 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 but I want somebody else. There's something.
Yeah.
And that's not a problem. We will send
make
you.
it fit.
Yeah, we'll send you somebody else. As I said before, we have over 200 employees, so I'm sure that we'll get the right match for you.
You have services available in all. What type of areas? How many areas are?
Oh, basically Harris and Montgomery County, whether you live in Magnolia up north or, Conroe, Willis, the Woodlands, Humboldt, Humboldt, Katy, and then you come down Missouri City, Jersey City, downtown, wherever you are at. So Harris County and Montgomery County will be able to service you. We do a little bit of Bent County, Fort Bend. We go to Sugar Land. In Liberty County, we go to Cleveland. We go to Huffman. So
Up north there, that's
but
right.
basically anywhere in Harris and Montgomery County. But if in doubt, just give us a call, and if we don't go there, we'll guide you. We'll guide you. I've helped people get caretakers out of state. I talk to the other agency, make sure that they're qualified, and I tell them, look, this looks like a good agency, and that way they go there with a little bit of extra information.
Excellent. We talked about this earlier, but I'll even answer this question. How long has Avatar been offering these services? Let me see. 2006, right?
Yeah.
12 years.
Yeah, 12 years. It seems like it was yesterday, but we've been around for a while now.
So what month was? Do you remember the month?
April.
We're at 12 years now.
April.
Or close.
Yes. We started in my attic.
No.
And then we moved to a smaller office and to a small office and then to a bigger office. Then we got a house, and now we occupy 5,000 square feet of office space.
Congratulations.
And we're running out of space, so I don't know what I'm
You
going
might
to do
have
next.
to. Well, you mentioned 10,000 are what? What was that figure pertaining to? You said something 10,000.
Yeah,
Is that a day or a month?
10,000 Americans turn 65 every day.
My heavens.
So imagine the need that
that's a staggering amount.
that there is for these services.
Let's talk cost, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
What do
sure.
these services cost?
Okay, so again, many times we get the insurance companies to pay for.
Okay.
So that's something that I do when the person calls into the agency or they call me.
Mm-hmm.
I ask them some basic information, and I check on their insurance. I check on their Medicare, on their Medicaid, and then I can tell them, okay, if you get these services, Medicare, Medicaid, or the insurance company is going to pay for it.
All right.
If you go over that, if you don't have any coverage, some people just don't happen to have the coverage, then is the price that I quoted before, which is $69 for 4 hours.
Okay.
And that's I think that's as inexpensive as you'll find in the Harris, Montgomery County areas. Most agencies charge $20 an hour.
Who does one contact for these services?
Well, you can call. Basically, right now, the best thing to do is just call my number, 281-703-8050, 281-703-8050, and I'll be more than happy to help you with all your needs.
Felix Cannibal, it's been a pleasure as usual. You're going to be back again shortly.
I'll be back every other Sunday now for the remainder.
Avatar Home Health, and that's 281-703-8050. You're going to be walking off the mic here in a minute. Now's a good time to call.
Thanks again for tuning in for another Ask the Expert show right here on AM 700 KSEV.